everybody.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome to our Saturday chat. This is Dave. I'm Ashley. We're going to chat about the song that we chose to do for our Sunday shout-out
Sunday shout-out this week.
Yeah.
Speaking
Another
of,
rain song. I'm gonna
take off our glasses.
remove my glasses, yeah.
Speaking of...
rain glasses, aren't they so cool?
Speaking of chats, last week the chat posted on Monday, purely by mistake.
Things happen.
I would like to know if people would rather have it after the song or before the song. So let us know if you'd rather have the chat later in the week, early in the week, sometime after the shout out, or the day before the shout out to get hyped up. So that's what we've been doing. We've been doing it the day before. But
it'll be weird to call it the Saturday chat if it's on Monday.
we don't really call it Saturday chat except for you.
I do. I definitely call it that.
So anyway, this week we're hitting on Chris Cornell's Sun Shower.
Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Sunflower. But the Sun Shower, recommended by several people, most recently
To Mash.
And he's a big Chris Cornell fan. I know through his commentaries.
Yeah.
And reading back through them. And, Chris Cornell is probably... I know that he's a very highly respected male singer.
Yes.
And I've always respected him and liked his stuff. I've never followed his career like I have other artists. And in fact, like when Soundgarden came out, I wasn't as big of a Soundgarden fan as I was of Pearl Jam and other artists of the time, sadly.
I think it had to do with regional radio, too, what you got turned on to in that time. Because we relied a lot on radio for our new music then.
So I did know that he was in Audio Slave, but I didn't know the beginnings of Audio Slave. So Audio Slave is basically Rage Against the Machine. But when their lead singer decided to leave, their producer was like, you should really check out Chris Cornell. And they said that basically they got together in a room and they did one song, and Tom Morello, who's the guitar player for Audio Slave and Rage Against the Machine, and both obviously, and then he was like just blown away. He was like, it wasn't just good, and he's like, it wasn't even just great. He's like, it was transcendent, like from the very first song that we played. And he said that they ended up writing it was either 19 songs in 21 days or 21 songs in 19 days. I can't remember, but pretty prolific.
That's a lot, yeah.
Yeah. So they kind of hit it off and did it, yeah. What
a beautiful thing when that creativity gets stirred up for everybody.
It is
involved.
Yeah. I like that. I haven't heard a lot of Soundgarden or Chris Cornell songs to really investigate and marinate in them. I've heard a lot of them in passing, this is the first song that I've probably spent, besides Black Hole Sun and Fell on Black Days off of Soundgarden's first album, which I really love both of those songs, and we've done one of, or if not both, in the past. But the common theme, obviously, through his music is wrestling with depression.
Yes.
Yep. And I really appreciate the honesty. I wish that it didn't have to end the way that it did.
Yes.
But I appreciate the honesty.
I found some conflicting stuff too. I read somebody had done an interview with his wife just shortly after his passing. And if you didn't know, Chris Cornell committed suicide. And I will always say, when we touch on this subject, if you or someone you know is struggling with suicidal ideation, if you're having suicidal thoughts or you're battling depression, don't go through it alone. There's a hotline, 988 in the States, super easy just to lean on somebody who, sometimes it seems counterintuitive, but to be able to talk through some things that are hard with somebody who's not technically emotionally invested in your life really does help relieve some of that pressure that just has a buildup. So reach out. So Chris sadly did commit suicide. Just an hour after he played a show too. And that's just devastating. And his wife said that she didn't know him to struggle with depression or suicidal ideation. And that kind of confused me a little bit, because I was like, look over his song catalog. And it's not that. And then I took a step back.
That period.
Then I took a step back, though, because I know we write songs and we've often covered it. We're telling a story. It's a fictional story a lot of the time. And it involves like stalking and murder and things like this. And we're not doing those things. That's not from a realistic standpoint. We've made up a story that we're telling. But I feel like if you're touching on certain tones of deep sorrow, that it is that release valve. The music is the release valve for some of that. So I don't, she said that she credited it some with a new medication that he was on, which we do know can worsen some of that stuff that's already there.
I know that I'm always shocked when older people commit suicide. Like Chris was 52, and of course Robin Williams is a notable other older suicide. And celebrities that you think they have it all together, just goes to show you.
You say older as we're knocking on like 50-something's door here.
So, but I mean, like I tend to associate, and I wonder if other people do. Like a lot of times, like struggle with suicide for young people, you know, because it's like the hope would be is that as you mature and you grow older, that you
understand there's going to be better days.
You know, and you've had better days, and you know, and you understand, and you evolve, you know, spiritually. But that, and I guess like your mind, but it just goes to show you how strong like emotions can be,
right?
And how overwhelming.
And also that we should be careful with medications, like because they can magnify things, or they can make you think things that you wouldn't generally think on the regular. So, new medications. Be in close contact with your doctor if you're noticing an emotional shift, because we often think I'm taking a medication for a physical malady. It should affect me physically. But the thing is, we are interconnected with our soul, with our mind, with our emotions. It all touches each other. It's all rubbing up against each other. So when we're doing one thing, it's gonna rub up against the other parts of ourselves. So, for instance, we just listened to a really interesting podcast about the mind and body connection, and how when we think a thing, the body responds to it. And like she was more talking on the lines of healing oneself through thought, and also almost like a thought placebo. I think that would be an interesting way to put it. But like that whole connection, if we are doing something new to our physical self, we should pay attention to our emotional self, to our mind self, to our soul self, and make sure that everything is still okay.
Yeah, you know, I don't know, I was going to go off on something else, but it seems like it's like a rabbit trail to this. I want to stick with this, but you know, circling back around, it just goes to show you, like I said, that everybody has, you know, tough times and thoughts, and because you're famous, because you seem to have it all together, because you have a 4-octave voice, or you're one of the funniest people on the planet, like Robin Williams, you know, or the 4-octave voice like Chris Cornell and all this stuff. It's like people are gonna struggle. People be human.
People be human. And I'll say too, like I feel like especially people who have a platform, it's like there's more pressure to be performative and to act like you've got it together.
I think, and it's like it's funny because the artist's mind craves like acceptance and encouragement, but then also the artist's mind doesn't believe honest compliment and encouragement, because like you can crave it and then somebody says it and you're literally just like, no, that's not true. Like this person don't know what they're talking about.
You go pick it apart.
It's like
look for
it's so funny. So
reasons.
Yeah, but back to the song Sunflower.
Sunshower.
Goodness gracious. Sunshower. I really enjoyed learning the song. I love the walking bass line. I love it when, I guess, you know, for lack of a better term, grunge bands or bands from the 90s that, you know, were in that scene. I love it when they can put together more than 2 or 3 chords and that they can have melodic movement, especially like in a drop D setting, because like the drop D thing was like a really big tuning in a lot of those songs. And
what'd they say? There's like 8 chords in this song?
I don't know. There's a lot.
That's a lot, yeah.
And a lot of it actually it's not really so much the chords as like
the voicing.
It's more of like a bass line against a chord.
Okay.
So it's like a lot of movement within the chords, right? So I just thought it was really good to have the movement with the drop D, and I like them. I like him for it. I like him. Like, I heard him do the song solo, and I thought it definitely works 100%. That's always, like, to me, a really big test of a song. If it works solo acoustic, then yeah. Sometimes it takes a little arrangement, as we discovered. It doesn't always just go right onto acoustic guitar.
Well, we also like to to take something on, and then to tweak it to how we do things. But I'll have to say this about, like, our whole series of Rain songs that we've been on lately. One thing I really just truly adore about, I think it's been in practically all the Rain songs that we've done, there's a guitar part that is reminiscent of how I think of rain falling, like little tinkly notes,
like the guitar
or almost like a harmonic kind of thing. But all of the songs that we've been delving into, even if we didn't replicate them, or if there was a keyboard part or something like that, in these songs, there's something that, to me, the instrument is mimicking a rain sound. Sure. And I just find that so lovely that even though it's different in every song, it's still a common theme.
So what do they call that? I forgot what they call it. It's well, I guess that's when words sound like boom.
Yeah.
It's like onomatopoeia.
Onomatopoeia, yeah.
So I wonder what it is when a guitar echoes it. Is it still onomatopoeia?
Well, it can be. I say so.
Anyhow,
I'm sure there's a musical term for that. Surely.
I don't know. A great example of it, this is getting in the weeds a little bit, is on the album...
I live in the weeds.
On the album by Pink Floyd, The Animals, when David Gilmour makes the guitar sound like pigs and dogs barking and pigs oinking and all that stuff. I think it's great.
There's got to be a musical term for this. If there's not, let's do it. Let's make one up.
I mean, how can we ever touch a word like onomatopoeia? We're going to have to come up with something really great.
It'd have to begin with muse-onomatopoeia.
No. Wackalackadelia.
All right, we're done. Thank you guys so much for joining us for whatever this was.
Wackalackadelia.
Yeah, let us know what day you want to hear the chat on. If you even want the chat at all. We're still going to be chatting. We're just letting you in on it. So
we're inviting you into our chats.
Yeah, we are.
So you guys have a good week.
Thanks for being here.